Hello, my name is Kaushlendra Pratap and I represent Koenig Solution Limited, New Delhi, India. I'm here to share the secrets to passing the CISA exam, Certified Information System Auditor exam. So, here I will share some tips to pass the CISA exam in first attempt. It might be beneficial to the CISA exam aspirants in 2015 June, September, or December. So let's begin. So first, what we need to take care before the exam. The very first thing, decide early when to take exam. Please remember that early registration reduces fees and also provide you more time for preparation. Make an early commitment so that you have more time and save money, but don't postpone your preparation. You need to be regular and consistent in your preparation. Next, read the Bulletin of Information or Candidate Guide to CISA Exam and Certification to get an overall understanding of an exam and scope of coverage of the exam. Then I will recommend to use CISA Review Manual for your studies as a basic reading material and supplement other materials as when needed. If you are from IT, make sure you understand the basic concept of auditing, or you can refer IT Auditing by Ron Weber in an excellent book for this topic. However, read only what is relevant. If you are an auditor, then a basic book on computers and networking may be needed in addition to a basic course on computers. Motivation is a very important aspect to pass the CISA exam. So take your family and friends into confidence so that you are able to sacrifice your social commitment and focus on the exam. And motivation is an important aspect of preparation for the exam. So motivation will help you concentrate and be focused on the task on hand. Self-motivation is the best motivation. So remember, you are taking a prestigious and global recognized exam which will make a significant difference to your career in earning and your self-esteem. So visualize receiving the congratulation letter from ISACA as well as ultimately receiving CISA certification. So see yourself being congratulated by your peers and colleagues. So the exam is not technology or platform specific. Keep in mind. So hence do not get too engrossed with technology details and the reading of technology. Focus during your studies to get clarity on the fundamentals and read the IS auditing standards, guidelines and COVID control objective to get the thinking of an IS auditor. So put on the cap of the global IS auditor. Don't bring in your personal experience and answer questions from your past unless this is in line with ISACA thinking. So please don't focus on what is practiced in your technology platform or industry as it may not be applicable or relevant. Then make a time plan of what you need to read and prioritize. Deal with unread material concisely. Formulate a reading strategy in advance with a timetable and study plan. The approximate time required for preparing for the exam is subjective and depends on the individual's competency, skill set and learnability. So however, it is advisable to study for about 1 hour daily for 3 to 4 months. And the best way to study is to follow a regular habit, follow a regular schedule, which is most convenient to you, but ensure consistency. And then practice the questions. So and get the reasoning and choice correct. And remember, the exam is not expected to test your memory but your understanding. Hence, don't cram any definition or concept except the most fundamental ones for understanding. Practice questions are the success for the that is available to you. And but remember, the standard of the questions in the exam is much higher than what you have practiced. Be mentally prepared. If you have conceptual clarity and apply your thinking as an IS auditor, you should be able to choose the correct answer. And I recommend to my students to use the CISA questions answer and explanation manual for practicing the question and answers, and try to practice questions in a block of 100 at a time and then review your performances and evaluate your performance both for correct and incorrect answers. You should have got the correct answers by choice, not by chance. And for the incorrect answers, analyze why you got them wrong. So, it is because your logic was wrong or you did not know the topic of the question. And if you got the answer wrong because the logic was wrong, think, introspect, and get your logic right. If you got the answer wrong because you did not know the topic of the question, read the CRM or additional material as required. After you have done the above evaluation for the 100 questions, answer the questions again and evaluate. You should have gotten 100% right. It is suggested that you repeat the above steps until you get 100% of the questions right. Once you have 100% of the questions right, then repeat for the next 100 questions and follow the cycle. Keep repeating this until you complete all questions. After you have completed answering all the questions, then answer the questions in block of 200 questions at a time. Evaluate your timing and performance as well. After you have practiced all the questions, then read the CRM once fully and answer the questions. And I would recommend to consider the joining of the Koenig Solution Limited CISA review course, and this course are often taught by current CISAs who present and discuss exam topics and share their secret of success. And consider using the online CISA review course to track your progress as you go through questions in the different job practice areas. Or I would recommend to form a small study group or join an e-group for studies and discussion. Review your preparation actively, alone and also with group on a regular basis. Review and discuss with group your logic and reasoning and get other perspective also. Use these discussions to understand different perspective, but remember everyone is preparing for the exam. And focus on ensuring that you get the required knowledge and competency rather than worrying about your prospect of passing the exam. Don't be too concerned about the percentage that pass or how to apply for certification. Focus on passing the exam first. And don't stay up late before the exam trying to read and catch up on lost time. Remember the principle of farming. You need to sow in time and take care on a regular basis so as to reap in time. So last minute preparation may result in lack of concentration in the exam. So prepare yourself emotionally and physically to take the exam. If you have any medical problems such as needing food or regular medication, these special accommodation for the exam will need to be made in advance and require medical documentation. The deadline for requesting special accommodation is listed in the respective bulletin of information under the section titled Special Arrangements. So don't stress yourself physically before or during the exam. You need to be fully relaxed in order to have maximum concentration. Avoid last minute reading and late night reading before the exam day. It may not really help. Please also take care of your food intake so that you are able to concentrate well during the exam. And you may need probably all of the 4 hours to answer the 200 question. Hence, it is essential that you practice sitting in one place and practicing answering the mock test so that you get into the practice of sitting for 4 to 5 hours at a stretch. Now, approach to the exam. So, part of your preparation, do discuss the question and answer with an open mind. If you are an auditor, get the technology perspective, and if you are from IT, get the audit perspective. Remember, as an IS auditor, you are expected to be auditing technology as deployed in the organization. Then familiarize yourself with the test, know the task, knowledge and scope of the subject, the type of questions and proposed answers. The key idea to be remembered as an IS auditor are IS risk, IS security, IS control and IS audit. You need to be well versed with these concepts. The questions may require you to grade the risk in terms of highest or lowest. So in terms of security and controls, you may be required to pick up the best or least effective controls in the context of the question. So an IS audit question may require your judgment in terms of concepts, practical procedures or risk ranking or presenting the finding to the management. So there may be few questions which test your understanding of core technology. For example, encryption, EDI, internet security, telecommunication control, etc. And there are 200 questions to be answered in 4 hours. This means that you have approx 70 seconds per question. Some of the questions may be answerable within 30 seconds and some may take more time. So further, in some cases, if you get lost in too much thinking, you may lose track of time and may not have time to answer all questions. Hence, it is essential to manage based on a slot of 1 hour for a block of 50 questions. Depending on the progress, you can increase or decrease the pace as required. The questions are not directly picked up from any textbook or reading material but are prepared by practicing CISAs and are aimed to test your understanding of the concept and practice of IS audit. Then remember that CISA is an objective type exam, and just like any exam, it is not necessarily a reflection of your talent, capabilities, competencies or skill sets. Hence, if you have not been or are not successful, then you should not take it personally. There are times when senior and experienced professionals have failed in the CISA exam, not once but 2 or 3 times as well. So it does not mean that you were not capable. This only means that they need to learn the knack of passing the exam. It is important to analyze what could have gone wrong and learn from it. It is quite possible that your current experience itself is becoming baggage. So think from a new perspective and focus now only on the questions and answers and read the topic which you need to. And learn to play the game of CISA. It is not just your knowledge but your ability to answer the questions correctly, which is very important. Most candidates who take the exam may probably have the knowledge required to pass the CISA exam. You are possibly making the same mistake again and again because you are stuck in your approach or relating the answer to the personal experience. Hence, read the CRM afresh and answer the question keeping the context in mind. Interact with other students and get your perspective right. Attend a CISA review course conducted by Conic Solution Limited. Identify where you are going wrong, else you may commit the same mistake again. So it pays to work smart, not hard. At the exam, what we need to take care. So first, do not attempt to read through the question paper fully. You may lose time and may not have time to answer all the question. The ideal method is to take up one question at a time and answer them one by one. Then you need to compartmentalize your mind and take one question at a time. Think and decide on the right answer. Once you have answered, forget it and go ahead and tackle the next one, and so on. Don't carry your doubt of the previous question to the next. And there may be questions for which you may not be able to strike the right answer straight away. You may skip it, but mark it in the question paper so that it is identifiable and come back to it later. However, the best approach is to make a decision and answer then and there. You may not have time to come back to the question again. Further, there may always be lurking feeling that you have left some question unanswered. This could be always in the back of your mind. However, if you do have to change an answer, please ensure that you erase the previous answer carefully and fully. Please do not think of coming back to the answer for correction later. Change them only if you have additional insight or data which necessitate that your previous answer was incorrect. And you may decide in which order you want to answer the questions. Some tend to start from question number 50 or 100 as it gives them confidence they are progressing and come back. However, the ideal approach is to answer sequentially, one at a time. Then take one question at a time, read it fully and carefully, identify them, the key concept that is being tested, underline the core concept which is being tested, read all the choices even if you think if you have the right answer in the first or second or third choice. As there is no penalty for incorrect answer, you should answer all questions even in the case of question where you are not sure of right answer. You should guess intelligently. So for choosing the right answer, you may be able to identify the right answer straight away. You may also adopt the process of elimination by ruling out the incorrect choices one by one so as to narrow down your choices and pick the right choice. Every question will have one of the choices framed as a distractor. The distractor may attract those with incomplete knowledge or attempting to answer the question with just common sense. It is essential to be able to eliminate the distractors. Then it is recommended that you record your answer directly on the answer sheet so that you eliminate the risk of running out of time to do so. As we know, CISA is a paper-based exam. And if you have to modify your answers for any reason, please ensure that you erase the previous choice properly so that there is no trace of marking else, as it may be construed as multiple marking and your answer ignored during grading. Then your concentration level may come down after an hour or so. If necessary, pause and take a few deep breaths, then get back to the task. Consistent concentration is important. So you may encounter some questions which are familiar to you, which you have answered in the CISA review manual or in the test question. Don't be prejudiced by your past answers. Read the question fully, understand it, and look at the choices and then answer. It may be possible that the question may have been rephrased or reworded and may have a different answer to what you have seen in the test, or the choices may be rearranged or rephrased. So in the choices, when there are two choices which are similar, pick the one which is more macro and bigger in nature. Remember the context of the situation as given in the question, and the available choices have to be considered to arrive at the best choice. And ensure that you are marking the answers exactly. Cross-check regularly to ensure this. You have to be extra careful if have skipped any question to be answered later. It is important to ensure that you skip marking and answer for that questions. So I wish you very best of luck for your CISA exam. Thank you so much.